Oh, excuse me, drinking out the bottle, folks.
You thirsty?
It's warm.
It's boiling in here.
I'm going to go down to the river there, and what I'll do with my telephone camera is do one of these YouTube shorts. I did my very well. You did my very first YouTube short.
I did.
Got 1,000 views. Can't believe it.
Yeah, overnight. It just makes all your long videos and all the effort you put in a bit ridiculous.
Completely obsolete.
Yeah, but
it'll
be a good view down there, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely glorious, and the heather's in pretty much in full bloom at this elevation. Not quite on the hills yet, but we're going to go high tomorrow.
And the wind makes all the difference. We don't have many midges.
No midges. A few black flies around.
And I will be staying in here. It's too warm outside in the sun. And I'm gonna prepare dinner, which would be, I think, at this point, my thinking is stir-fried vegetables with noodles. I use these Korean noodles because they're a bit chewier, the texture is better after it's been fried. And I'll boil that first, and then I'll fry the vegetables separately, and then mix together and do a sauce of some sort myself. And we have spring onion. I always prefer spring onion to onions because it's just gentler flavor and easier to fry. Cucumber, sweet pepper, a weird shaped tomato we bought in the farm shop earlier today. And some mushrooms. Basically whatever we had in the fridge at home and whatever we could find today. And Dave bought some olives. We got some chicken bites in the shop in Braemar. And also we got this. I quite like this smoked duck. I bought this a few times already. This is the smoked duck from the Rennick Smokery. It's really nice. I'll have that. So that will be dinner with some drinks, maybe a glass of wine or two. Are you away already? Hello? Ready?
Yeah, I was just spraying some DEET on my ankles because I'm going into the heather just in case there's any ticks around. So I'm going to venture down to the River Dee.
How long do you need?
20 minutes, half an hour maximum. What time is it? It's
6
6 o'clock. I'll be back.
6:30.
6:30.
Okay.
I'll just leave that there. I'll pick it up when I come back.
Okay.
See you shortly.
Bye. Well, Dave's gone, so I'm gonna wait a wee while before starting dinner. So I'm gonna have a glass of wine, some of my favorite shrimp cracker, which is like a spicy one, and some smoked duck. See you later. See if we can see Dave. There he is, if you can see him.
How you doing there? Mo and I are out and about again, and we're doing a bit of van camping. In fact, you might be able to see the van just up there beneath the trees above the heather there. We've got a lovely spot for this evening, a bit of breeze, keep the bugs away, although it's a little bit too hot for midges just now. I haven't seen any clegs, so all good. So we're out for 2 or 3 days, going to do a little bit of easy walking. We'll switch the camera on here and there, give you a glimpse of the views and what we're up to. You've got the River Dee just in behind you there, so we're in Dee side. The Linn of Dee is up that way and Braemar is down that way. We're going to head north tomorrow. We'll get some heather-clad hills for you to enjoy. But for now, I'm going to spin the camera around to give you an idea of where we are. And then I'm going to get back up to the van. Mo's got another camera there, so she's probably filming, preparing some delicious food. So we're going to have dinner, and then we might go for a wee easy walk this evening. So stay tuned. Hopefully there's some interesting views and beautiful countryside for you to enjoy. But like I say just now, I'll turn the camera around and I'll give you a wee glimpse at our camping spot.
I also have vinegar here, but I don't like vinegar, so I'll just leave it out. If Dave wants it, he can put it in. And I've got some sweet chili sauce. So I think I'll put that in later as well. So basically, just fry till everything is soft, and I'll put the noodles in. And that's it. Super simple. Okay, dinner ready.
Oh, cheers, Mo. I'm a bit hot and bothered. It was quite a hike getting up there from the river.
We got the noodles, we got the olives, got the duck, we got some drinks. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. I've not opened mine yet. Well, I have actually.
I've got your cup there. And if you want some vinegar, there's vinegar there.
Oh, that's super nice. Don't think it needs any vinegar, Mo.
Yeah, I put a tomato in, so it should be fine. Okay, let's have dinner.
I need a shower after my dinner, I think.
Oh, do you mind put the hot water on?
I'll do it in a wee while.
Okay. Bye. Where's my chili powder?
Oh, is that what you're after? Spiciness.
My Sichuan chili powder. That makes everything better.
Folks can't see it, you're shaking it about too much. Easy there, Tiger.
It's not that spicy.
Okay, I'm gonna switch this camera off and enjoy my dinner.
Okay.
Camera's set. Now, do you want to have lunch in there, or is it too many flies? We could sit down there, and we'll be totally out the window, maybe away from the flies a bit.
I think I'll sit inside.
Oh, there's a wasp nest in here somewhere.
What?
The wasps. All over that rock, loads of them. See them? Right, we'll be better. Hey folks, how you doing? We're on the top of Geallaig Hill today. A nice easy hike.
Really?
Aid Moore's recovery. You did well coming up here. It's quite hot today.
Tell them why we had longer walk than we planned.
Well, I gave Mo the map when we were driving up in the camper van, and I said to Mo, navigate me to the bottom of the track, which she did very successfully. But there's two tracks go to the top of this hill. One is a short, easy pull to the top, and the other one is a long, easy pull to the top. Mo took us to the bottom of the long track, so we had a longer hike than we planned, but that
No.
gave...
No, tell the viewers why I took you to the bottom of the longer one, because on the map, the shorter one,
was just off the map by a couple of millimetres. Anyhow, I've lost my train of thought now. We had a lovely walk, and I've climbed this hill before. This is a first ascent for Mo. It's a Graham, but it gave me an opportunity to climb it from a slightly different angle. So to give you an idea of where we are, south is down that way there, and we're about 2.5 kilometres north of the River Dee. And then in behind, I don't know if it's in view, but certainly when we filmed on the way up, you would have got a glimpse of Loch Nagar and the neighbouring Corbett, which is called Connacraig, I think is the name of it. And then away to the east, actually, it's in behind this shelter cairn here, but to the east there is Mount Keen, which I climbed just when you became ill with your appendix problem. So that gives you an idea of where we are. We're tucked down here and not inside the shelter cairn because there's a wasp nest, there's a wasp bing in there, and we don't want to get stung. There's a few dozen wasps flying about. So we're going to have a bite to eat here, and then we're going to, I think we'll retrace our steps. We could actually do the loop round, but if we do the loop round on the track that I thought we were going to head out on this morning, then we'd have a bit of a road walk, and I'm not really keen on walking the roads. So I think we'll just retrace our steps back down to the van, and then we'll head north and we'll find a place to camp. There's a couple of reasons why we came up onto this hill today. The first one is because we knew that we would get it to ourselves. The Cairngorms are going to be busy in weather like this, in high summer and school holiday time. Yeah, heat wave, yeah. And I didn't want to share the hill with anybody. We wanted a little bit of peace and quiet. So that was the main reason. But the other reason is it's a grand viewpoint for a network of tracks that run through the eastern edge of the Cairngorms, and it would make a good cycle circuit. And I can see the tracks from here.
always scheming for the next trip.
Always scheming for the next trip, folks. That's true. So I've been over quite a lot of these tracks, and I have done all of these hills before. This whole area is dotted with a lot of Grahams. There's a good smattering of them through all this hill country. But when I was doing the Grahams, I ticked these off really fast. I came up with a pal, with Chris, and we had a tendency just to drive up, park at the bottom, scoot up to the top, back down to the car, drive on to the next one, up to the top of that, back down to the car, drive round to another one. So we were doing multiple hills in a day, but we were usually going the most direct route to the summit and then back down again, so we didn't explore the hills very much. So it's quite nice to come up here and relax, do it slowly and get an idea of the lay of the land. Anyhow, I'm blethering on, so I'm going to grab a bite to eat and we'll switch the camera on maybe this afternoon, certainly this evening when we get parked up someplace. We get a nice quiet spot to park, and we'll see if we can camp quite high tonight, because the temperature, it was 30 degrees in the van yesterday at one point, although it was quite cold last night. We got quite.
It wasn't cold. You were cold now.
It was cold. It was a wee bit cold. I had all the roof vents open. I actually pulled a thin blanket over me in the night. So right, let me get a bite to eat. I'll get back to you in a wee while, folks. You got a drink for me? Oh, I got the Go Fast juice. And
It's all downhill now.
It's cold as well, just out the refrigerator in the van. Is that all you brought? I don't need anything else.
It's basically egg mayo inside. Maybe Scotch eggs.
You on the tourist trail today, Mo?
Taking it easy.
It's quite hot today, actually.
Yep.
It's quite a nice little walk, this though. Good for breaking the journey down the road.
Yep. Keep up the pace.
From here.
The coin thing again.
Oh, putting coins in trees.
Yeah.
Some folk are weird. Quite bizarre behaviour.
I know.
Look at the cones on the spruce there.
Oh.
These are really narrow spruces. I wonder if that's the Serbian spruce, Picea amorica, which some people call it the pencil spruce because it's so tall and thin. And you know, on the spruces the cones always hang down the way, whereas the firs the cones stand up. A little bit of botanical information there for the viewers.
Oh.
Alright, let's march on.
Raspberries.
Do you want some wild raspberries?
Yeah. I'll try it. See if it-
Is that tasty?
Oh, really sweet.
All foraging for our lunch.
One of your 5 a day.
Sure is. Okay, let me
Try it.
one. Oh, they're warm as well in the sun.
Just think of it as jam.
Mm.
Nice, eh?
Yeah, very nice. It's a nice spot. I quite like this walk just to break the journey down the road.
Look, everywhere.
Yeah.
Really sweet.
As well, Mo.
Can't eat them. Can you?
Vaccinium.
Oh, blueberries.
There's blueberries, yeah, or blaeberries in Scotland.
Look.
Yeah, you can eat the blaeberries. The red ones are lingberry. Vaccinium vitiscidea. That's a big harvest. You tried one? It would be quite bitter, I would guess.
Oh, actually quite sweet.
Are they?
Mm.
Quite nice. Lots of berries. So the red ones, Vaccinium vitiscidea, the blue ones, the blaeberries, Vaccinium myrtillus. You're going to eat them all, Mo. Oh, over in a one. Tasty. Is that my share? Nice.
Mm.
That's a good crop.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we've still got a bit of hiking to do and a lot of driving.
Snack?
I'll have a snack in a minute, turn the camera off. Looking at these narrow spruces, I think they're all Norway spruces, and I think they've just been so tightly planted in this little glen that they've grown very narrow, but there's a type of European spruce that is really tall and thin. It's called the Serbian spruce, Picea armorica. Maybe just a variation on the Norway spruce, which is the one that's grown commercially here. But you see that one over there? Can you see straight through? See the spruce there with a really heavy crop of cones on it, and the one behind it, and that dark foliage. I'm pretty sure these are quite unusual conifers.
If I throw a blueberry in that bush, would it grow next year?
Possibly.
Okay. Want some more?
No, I'm good, thanks.
What's that smell?
It's the smell of heat and conifer forest. It really reminds me of the walk up to the station all the years that I lived there, walking through the pine forest, Pinus unionensis.
That heat and...
The heat and the dry vegetation underneath, and the resin expanding in the trees and dripping from the needle tips, and the cones opening up, and it's all very reminiscent of life in a conifer forest. The field station in the Chinese Himalaya, for the folks, you know this, Mo, if you've stayed there, was completely surrounded by pine and oak, little dwarf evergreen oak trees. So it was deep, deep inside the forest, and this smell during the hot days, which could occur almost any time of the year actually, it just reminds me of happy times, happy days.
Oh, raspberry! There you go.